Yeah, so now this is going to be the Zoom call. So I'm on my fourth paragraph right now. I just began it because I had to plug in my phone because it was at 5%. So yeah, so let's sign into my Zoom. I'm in the waiting room. Yeah, I'm gonna go grab my Vicky blankie. Victoria's Secret. Okay. Don't judge me. This blanket is amazing. Um, oh my god. Now I'm going to get everything I need for my Zoom. Math workbook, math notebook, and of course the additional pencil. So I'm studying. That's nice. I did change my name to Del because that's my middle name, and I would like to be called that. So I'm gonna leave the meeting, rejoin with my actual name. So yeah.
Hey. Hello, everyone. Okay, make sure you have something to write with and
Best
something to
teacher
write
ever.
on because we're going to be doing some math practice problems together to review rounding. Okay, so make sure you have something to write with and something to write on. And then hopefully we'll get a few more people on here as well. Okay? So,
Sounds great.
on here and Addison, Piper, and
When she said my name, I said, "What? What? What? What?"
No Luke, no Lynn, no Travis, no Caleb.
Okay, Lynn, she's one of my best friends, but like she never goes on any of these Zooms. Like only on the morning one, and of course the classic
Just make sure I'm on the Zoom right.
martial arts.
Yes, you
So.
are. You're just not on the other one, the reading one anymore.
Plus, we're not supposed to be on the other one because that's for a different group.
Okay, got Travis on here now as well.
He's also one of my
Fantastic.
friends. He's
So if you just hopped on, make sure you have something to write with and something to write on.
trying to find a.
And get started.
I've used this book so much.
Okay, that's what we're starting with.
Honestly, it's horrifying.
So, I know I was running a little bit late because I was trying to work with my virtual students, but we are going to do a little math review. So, I had a chance to look at your guys'
Okay, am I the only one who?
checks
Am I
that
the
we
only?
did yesterday, and I graded those. And some people did okay, some people maybe not as okay. So I figured this would be a good time to just kind of review. Remember, you do have an
I don't think I did good
to redo
at all.
your math learning check if you want to. And I have stapled that to your paper that you'll get back on Monday, or I'm giving it back to my virtual students.
I probably got an F. I
And
literally
so
got an
remember,
F. I
if
bet.
you redo your test, your quiz, then you can get a half a point for each problem that you missed back. So it won't give you like 100%, but you'll still be able to get like half credit for that work. So
Yeah, I need more
it
credit.
would benefit to do it, so that can help
Like
you
my
with your
grades are
grade
bad.
for math as
Honestly,
well.
not gonna lie, they're
Okay.
actually pretty good.
So again, make sure you have something
Surprisingly.
to write with and something to
Yeah,
write
like it's
on.
me, so
And then
that's surprising.
we're going to talk a little bit about rounding, starting with that, because that's the area that I found most people were kind of struggling with, was rounding. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Got my piece of paper over here so you can see it. Maybe. It's coming. There it is. Okay, so let's first just talk about, when we're rounding, that there are some different rounding rules, okay? Or different things to think about. So if I have the number, let's just start with a 3-digit number, 246. Okay, so say that's our number. And if we're saying we want to round
After this, I'm playing Xbox on my brother's
Xbox. Like, let's say we want to round it to the tens place. Okay? That there are some things that I need to think about before I can start doing anything. So the first question I have to think about is, where's the tens place? Okay? So if we don't know where the tens place is, that's going to make it really hard for us to know where to round it to. So what place is our 6 in? Addison?
One's place.
Yep, so that's our ones place, right? What place is
If
the
this
4
ends, I don't
in?
know why, but this phone's so weird because I do videos on my phone because I don't have camera.
The 4.
And by the way, my camera's not off, so my teacher can see me talking to you guys.
That's the
Oh,
tens
is
place.
someone coming?
Okay.
Is my mom coming in there?
And then our 2 is in our hundredths place.
But
So again, that's the first thing we need to figure out. So if we
What was
don't
I gonna
know
say?
our
What was I
place
gonna say?
value,
oh yeah,
it's gonna be hard to
like it will literally just randomly stop
So again, we start
out
with
of
our ones,
absolutely
tens,
nowhere,
then hundredths place.
like literally
And then
nowhere.
over here again, that would be
Because I guess I have like a time limit
and
to
then
like
so on and so
15
forth.
minutes.
Okay.
So
So
if
they
it just
want us to
randomly
round it to
stops,
the
then you
tens
guys know
place.
why.
So I'm gonna rewrite my
So.
number over here. And we said that the
That's your
4
Christmas.
was
I'm
in the
asking
tens
for
place.
camera.
I usually start by underlining the place that I want to round to. So if I'm underlining the 4, that's in the tens place. That's the place that I want to round to. Okay? So with that in mind, now that I know where the tens place is, I'm asking myself some questions. So I'm thinking, I'm going to look next door and look at the digit 6. So that digit next door is a 6. So we know if that circle digit is 5 or more, then that underlined digit's going to go up by 1. If that circle digit is 4 or less, that underlined digit is going to stay the same.
I
Okay?
turned
Do you
notification
understand
by
what
my
I was
headspace
putting
off.
over here? So again, if the circled digit is 5 or more, the underlined digit's going to go up 1. If that circle digit is 4 or less, our underlined digit's going to stay the same. Okay? So, what is it? Is 6 5 or more, or is it 4 or less?
5 or more.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, Carson. Yep, Adri, it's 5 or more. So 6 is 5 or more. So that means that underlying digit is going to go up to a 5. So instead of it being a 4, it's going to become a 5. And then all the digits to the left are going to stay the same. And then all the digits to the right are going to change to 0. 250. I can also think, okay, if I'm thinking about a number line, I can think, okay, since I'm rounding to the tens place, I can think 240 or 250. And then I need to plot, okay, here's 246. That one's 245 right there, kind of in the middle. If this one's 246, that's closer to 250, right? That's why we round it to 250 instead of 240. So that's how we round. We first need to think, what's the place we're rounding to? Then we might need to ask ourselves some questions to the digit next door. If it's 5 or more, 4 or less. Or we can think about it on a number line. Okay? So let's practice this again with a different number. Okay? Use the back of my paper here. Okay. All right, finally you can see through it. So let's do the number 469. Okay? And we're gonna round again to our tens place. So Travis, which digit is in the tens place here? The 9, the 6, or the 4?
6.
Yep. Okay, so I'm gonna underline this digit. I'm gonna look next door. It's a 9. So we said if that circled digit is 5 or
Why
more,
is my face like that?
the 6 goes up to a 7. If it's 4 or less, the 6 is going to stay the same. So Piper, are we going to keep the 6 a 6, or are we going to go up to a 7?
7.
Yep, it's going to go up to a 7 here. And then again, our digits to the left are going to stay the same. And then digits to the right change to 0. So 470 would be our rounded number. Because again, if I think about a number line, I've got 460 on one end and 470. And if I plot 469, that's closer to 470. Okay? Okay, let's have you try to do one on your own and then send me your answer in the chat. Okay, so here's our new one. Let's do 723. And again, we're still going to round to the tens place. So send me your answer in the chat once you're done rounding to the tens place. So I should have how many people? 1, 2. Again, we're rounding to the tens place. You just need to type it in once. I can see it. Tens place. Remember, we round so that we can think, what is our estimate, right? We estimate and we round, those kind of go together. Okay, so again, we're rounding to the tens place. The 2 is in my tens place. I look next door, I see a 3. So that's 4 or less. So we're going to let it rest. You may have heard that saying, 4 or less, let it rest. So that means our 2 is going to stay a 2. Our 7 is going to stay a 7. But our 3 changes to a 0. Because again, we're rounding to the tens place. So 270 should be our answer here. Okay? I saw some of you putting 700. That would be if we're rounding to the hundreds place, but we're rounding to the tens place. Okay, so that's different. Okay, let's do a different one here. 571. Let's try to round. Whoops. See it because my it went blank. 571. So rounding that to the tens place again. Tens. Again, send
Okay,
me
it's
your
past
answer
15
in the
minutes.
chat.
This is gonna be a one long video.
Don't forget, you still need 3 digits, not just 2 digits, because this is a 3-digit number.
I'll be infinite. You know it, you know it. So, this one's going to be right around here. So,
Okay, good. So
that'll
again,
be
we're gonna think,
500.
here's our tens place. I'm gonna look next door. The 1, just like up here, a 1 is 4 or less. So our 7's gonna stay a 7. Our 5 is gonna stay a 5. And our 1 changes to a 0. So 570 is my rounded number to the tens place. Okay. Questions? Stop sharing my screen so I can see your guys' faces. I know on our quiz yesterday, we had the same number that we were using each time, but then they wanted you to round it to the tens, the hundreds, and then the thousands place. So that's where you have to do these same steps with that same number over and over again, so that you can then round to the tens, the hundreds, and the thousands. So you're going to get 3 different answers for those problems. Okay? You think of any questions, other questions you might have about rounding? So the more you practice, the better you'll get at rounding. And again, we use rounding when we estimate. If we're not trying to find the exact answer, that's when we estimate. Okay? Okay. Our time is up. So Travis, Nolan, you two need to stay on here. And then the rest of you are welcome to head on out and work through your modules. I'll see you guys on Monday, okay?
Bye.
Yeah.
Okay, now that that's done, I have to work on my module. It's plural. So let's begin that. By the way, this is 18 minutes so far, so never mind. My phone's not being weird today. So what is my battery at? 15%? No, I'll just bring my squad pad down here and my writing notebook. Okay, so I mainly just have to do some origami randomly with math because I have to do, there has to be math included in it, so that's gonna be fun. Oh yeah, you can tell that's from Vicky's secret because her label is right here. It's ginormous, isn't it? So let's begin my modules. I forgot my iPad. I'll be right back. Where's my iPad? Oh. I just lost my iPad. It was right here. I'm an idiot. She's been weird. The cat's been awfully nice to me because this morning he woke me up with licks. He literally licked my face and then nosed me. He's being